Hey everybody, Tracy Brown here. I hope you're having a really great day, and it's a great day. I'm wearing my favorite color and my favorite shirt I've had forever. I ate some barbecue chips. Those are really good. I found my daughter's softball schedule and I'm coaching again. Yay, I'm super excited. I got my diffuser back here, if you can see that. It smells so good. Kind of like I mix stuff, so it's kind of fun just to make it smell good. Plus my dog stinks, that's why too. Anyway, too much information. So I think Thursdays. Those of you who know me a little bit from our groups, I love Thursdays. I don't know why, it's just my favorite day of the week. Anyway, so today is Try It Thursday, and those of you, again, who know me know I like stories, and I'm kind of a dietitian in the what's the word? The flavor of Anita Johnson, and I like to tell stories, and I like to give analogies and all that kind of stuff. And I like to help people paint a picture of what's happening and where we can go. So today I want you to think about, do you have stories or analogies you can use in your client sessions to either elicit hope or change, transformation, to make a point, whatever it is, or to make something just more understandable, or kind of get out of teaching mode and get into more relating mode. I guess before we had like books and papers and all that kind of stuff, people shared information through story. So I think that's maybe in us to enjoy that. So anyway, this is a story that I've been telling on podcasts for probably 2 years. It's a story I've been using in sessions for 10 or 12. I don't remember how long, but when I talk to clients, and I'm going to share this story, and I want you to use it. You can reference me or whatever that you learn this, but I remember when I was a kid, and I tell this story in an opening where a client may be, let's say they're trying to do a new behavior, not binge, not purge, not whatever, and they had, some success, limited success that day, let's say, and they're doing some assignments or experiments you've given them and you've agreed upon, and they're frustrated because, oh gosh, their goal, maybe you guys agreed that the goal really isn't like every single day. The expectation is that I don't expect you to come back here next week and not have binge, let's say. But they still have in the back of their mind that okay, a successful week means I didn't binge, and a failure means I did. So this is an opening. Let's say this is an example. This is an opening where you tell this story. So I would say, have you ever seen a pasture? I grew up on a farm, and you'd have especially we had cattle. So there would be sections you kind of fence off for a while to let it regenerate and grow and all that, and you'd have them on a different section of land or property, and you have these different sections fenced off. So I remember one summer, I don't know why this sticks in my mind, after 30 something years, but so after a pasture would grow up, sometimes the weeds and the grass would be almost definitely up to my, at the time I was a kid, up to my chest. Now it'd be lower, but a lot of growth over the course of a long time, not being trampled on and eaten and all that, or driven on. And so my dad had a certain path where I'm trying to do this backwards here, but here's the fence area, and on this side of the gate, on this side would be all that grass. There's a pond and all that grass that had been grown, and on this side is like this mowed down area to get access it, and we have our little gravel road that we'd made to get to this part of the pasture out of the mud. So here's this path, and so when you open the gate, there's a little path that goes around here that you could access this other area, but there wasn't a path this way, and so it's just real tall grass. And so my dad wanted to check on the fence line all the way around this side of the property to make sure there's no fence down before let the cows in, so they're not going to get into the neighbor's property and get way far away and get lost or whatever. And so my dad would drive his truck or his tractor, and where he would that first go round, or where he would make, drive the truck, the tractor, it's like as heavy as those vehicles are, the tonnage of those vehicles, it still wasn't enough that very first go to make a clear path. You could see an indent where the car or the truck or the tractor had gone, but as that wheel turn would pass, that grass would kind of pop back up. Not totally the way it was, but most of the way. To make that round and make sure everything was okay and come back around and leave. Okay? And so the easy path would have been to get faster to where he wanted to go, would have been take the old one and then walk, maybe, let's say. But that wasn't as efficient. It was actually more efficient probably, but that wasn't what he needed to do. He needed to take this whole new path and make one all the way around this part of the property to check everything. Because over here it didn't quite get to where he needed to go. It stopped to a certain point. And so this is how recovery is. It's like it would be easier just neurobiologically for you to binge, because this is the path you've always taken. When you have like a flinch, it's a certain time of day that you always binge, or it's a certain kind of food, or it's a certain circumstance or a feeling or a sensation or a thought, boom, binge. This is a process. So what makes this difficult is that, again, I'm asking you to basically, for at the beginning, you're having to hold space for two separate, the old neural pathway and the one you're trying to build. This one takes more energy, this one takes more focus, because this is just easy. And not easy to experience, per se, because there's emotion and backlash from that, if you judge yourself about it, or you physically don't feel good, there's consequence. But it's easier because that's kind of the pathway you have set up for a response to whatever feeling or whatever thing that feels uncomfortable. I'm asking you, when you feel that initial flinch and the discomfort, that what we're doing are all these different things, whether it's decoding or food journaling, checking in with your body, other kinds of self-care, all the different things that we try to do. What I'm asking you to do is, really now we're forging a new path, and then do it again when it's not so clear that it's going to be that easy to help you or that efficient to help you the first time. And then you do it again and you do it again, and you're still fighting that desire to want to go here because that's just faster and easier relief, And so that's why it's hard to rationally see, if you think about it that way, it's like, well, of course binging would be easier. It'd be faster. I would get relief from whatever uncomfortable emotion, sensation, thought, habit, or whatever I have. But that's not what I want to do, because long term it doesn't actually get me where I need to go or want to go, which is freedom, which is peace, which is lack of obsession, which is physical, maybe more physical vitality, less judgment, so that's what we want. And at the beginning it's hard because you're going to have both pathways in you vying for it's got to, it wants to go somewhere. So essentially, this is what this process is like. The more we can use this new one, the more quote-unquote normal it is to do it. At the beginning, it's weird, it's uncomfortable, it's clunky, maybe awkward, because you're taking more time. And it's understandable that you don't want to think about food any more than you have to. But you're going to have food thoughts, and you're going to need to do something with, obviously, you have to feed yourself, and you have to get the groceries, and you have to do the things. But if we can do it in a supportive way, you get to build a whole new way of living, to where eventually you're not trying so hard, you're not using a lot of thought to do it. It just becomes, this is who you are and what you do now. So that analogy, and of course I would do that, and I ask a client, what did that feel like to hear that, or how'd that land for you? And I'd never had a person feel like that didn't make sense, and I try to tailor that story depending on them. If they have a story that's really similar, that I can paint the picture through their experiences and their language, I try to do that too. But anyway, I hope that analogy helped you. So try it out with your clients. If you don't have any clients yet, no problem. Save that in your memory bank. Save this video. I'm trying to think here. I do upload all these videos I have a Somatic RD YouTube channel. So if you want quick access to any of these videos, you can go there and find it too, and subscribe so you get them into your inbox whenever you want to watch or listen to those. So I think that's it for today. I hope you practice it. If you have any experience with practicing that analogy, metaphor, exercise, let me know. I'd love to hear how it goes for you. And I think that's it for today. If you need anything, you know, you can tag me, ask me questions. Tomorrow is Q&A question Friday. I'm looking at my schedule here real quick. Yeah, it looks like for sure we're going to be doing it around 2 o'clock. So 2 p.m. Eastern. Questions. If I don't get questions, I probably won't chat very long. I'll just be sitting in my car sweating in a car line by myself. So I hope somebody shows up, asks me a question, or tags me if they have a question. It can be about business, decoding, clients, whatever that are something you want to know about. It could be how do you meld medical nutrition stuff with intuitive eating, or attuned eating work and health at every size, all that. Because, you know, we are dietitians and coaches after all, so we do care about nutrition to some extent, and we do want people to feel their best if possible without it being obsessive. So if we can do that, we want to hone our skills with that too. So anyway, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll hopefully be talking to y'all tomorrow. Take care.